Sorry. I was just eating something really fast. So, glad you're all here. Okay, I got 3 of you on here. You can just set it down right there. Thank you. Allie's bringing me my props. Hang on. All right. So if anyone can type anything in the comments and has anything that they would like to be particularly lengthened or stretched out. I know my girl Kate always says anything with a joint can be lengthened and stretched. But if you have something in particular like neck, shoulders, hips, I'd be happy to accommodate anybody. If not, I'm just going to go, excuse me, while I get my sweatshirt on. It's a chilly May 4th, isn't it? If not, I'm just going to probably just start from the head down, just like we always do. We'll add a couple variations onto things, but yeah. So let's get started. If everybody's ready, you can grab your pillows and your strap. This is what Allie was bringing me. So whenever you're ready, pop on and get on your mat, find your comfy seat. So I'm going to have you start tonight. I'm going to start seated, actually, and then we'll lower down onto our back. But the reason that we're going to start seated is because I want you to set an intention for this evening. So I want you to set an intention for what it is that you would like to accomplish. And by accomplish, I mean, what's your objective? Are you just aiming to get a little bit more relaxed? Are you easing a little bit of stress? Is this something that you just like to do because it helps you sleep better? Maybe it's something all three, but I just want you to close your eyes and think about that. In yoga, we call that a mantra, where you just kind of think about one thought over and over and over again and really concentrate on it. So I want you to try and think about that one thought. Maybe it's, I'd like to reduce my stress, or I'd like to, lengthen my spine, or anything that you'd like. I'd like to feel more relaxed. And then with my daughters, we've been practicing on calming breaths, because sometimes when we get in close quarters, it has a tendency to get a little hyped up every once in a while. So we've been practicing our smell the cookie and blow out the candle breath. But as silly as it sounds, it actually works really well. So as you're thinking about what you would like to feel, what your objective is for the next hour, you're repeating that over and over and over again. Take a big breath in and smell the cookies. And then exhale, blow out a candle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Keep your eyelids heavy. I want you to reach your arms out to your sides. Take a big stretch as you reach your arms out to the side. Sit up tall. Turn your thumbs up. Leave your hands open, or you can bring them together. I just want you to lengthen through your arms as though you're reaching to opposite ends of the room, and you're reaching for something. Keeping your palms open for an embrace. Whatever you're welcoming in tonight. Take one more big breath in. And exhale, lower your hands down to your sides. And we'll just start from our neck. Just want you to bring some gentle movements into your neck. I often don't realize how tight my neck is until I start making movements like this. And I'm like, oh, and then there's that spot. And I always seem to find it. So just go as slow as you like. There is no points for going fast. And then when you're ready, you can switch direction in your neck. Just large, big, wide circles. Relax your shoulders. Sit up tall, lengthen your spine, root yourself into your mat a lot. And as you come back to center, keep your eyelids heavy and just twist your head off to the right. Again, you'll probably find that spot where you're like, oh, that feels good. Maybe you look up, maybe you look down, maybe you shift your gaze behind you a little bit. But just hold that spot for just a few, however many breaths you can hold it for. And then maybe you can shift it a little bit. But we're going to keep our head to the right for about a minute or so. And if you feel any sort of pulling or any sort of discomfort, or not discomfort, but pain, sharp pain, like stabbing pain or any sort of numbness in your fingers, please ease back out of this pose. So you never want to mess around with necks or anything for that matter. So this should feel good. It should stretch. It might provide a little bit of discomfort as you're reaching, but never any pain. And maybe as you're sitting here, your eyes are closed and you're repeating your mantra or your phrase over and over and over again. I just want to feel more relaxed. Maybe that's what it is. Or I want to ease my stress. Want to soften in my shoulders. Want to loosen my neck. Whatever your objective for tonight is, keep repeating that to yourself in your space. If you've got any more twists that you'd like to feel in your neck, go ahead and explore that right now. And then when you're ready, you can bring your head back to center. You can keep your eyelids heavy even, or you can bring them open, your choice. And then bring your neck off to your left. Same thing. Notice how you feel. Shouldn't have any pain. Continue to sit up tall. Again, it's always a great idea. If you find yourself slouching as you're sitting in this position, you can always add some height underneath you by way of a blanket or a pillow, whatever you'd like. I like to make sure that my shoulders are stacked over my hips. I'm smiling because there's a cute little 7-year-old over there that's looking back at me and smiling. So it's actually a really nice face to see. And maybe as you stretch off to your left, you take a moment and see what it feels like to maybe raise your neck up. Relax your neck down. Wherever you are, exhale. Inhale, draw your neck back to center, back to the midline of your body. And now we're going to go ahead and lower all the way down on our mat. Kind of find a nice stretch. So we kind of went from head, neck, and then we're going to open up through our neck and shoulders. Again, and I think we did this last week as well, but we're going to come into supported fish. If you have a block is great, but if you don't have a yoga block, pillows can work just fine. Again, find the height. That means number of pillows that you want, but if you really want the base of the pillow to be right at the middle of your back, like just below your shoulder blades. And then ideally what you're looking for is the pillow is going to give you height right through your chest. So your chest is going to lift. And then lift up. You can also lift your chin up a little bit if you'd like to feel the sensation of your head dropping. And this time, I think this is what we did last week, but we're going to add a little bit to it this week. I want you to butterfly out your legs. So bring your feet together and your knees out wide. If this hurts your knees at all or you'd like additional support, send a pillow underneath each knee. I actually do that all the time in my practice, whether at the studio or at home, because my knees are kind of finicky. So that makes my knees feel better. Turn your palms up. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes. And the whole idea here is to think about opening up through your chest, through your heart, drawing your shoulder blades together and lifting your chest toward the ceiling. So in theory, your chest might be the highest point in your body right now. If you have any calming music, I invite you to find that and play it. And shut down your eyes. Be right back. I'm going to grab my water. You're about halfway there. And keep breathing all the way, lengthening into your spine. And as you exhale, see if it's possible to lift through your shoulder blades and lift your chest just a little bit more, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Again, maybe your heels can come a little bit closer to your inner thigh, maybe not. Ensure that your low back is tucked into your mat, wherever you are. We've got about 1 more minute. And then whenever you're ready, slowly start to extend your legs long and turn your body to your right side and just gently move the pillows out from underneath you. And we're going to come into a shoulder stretch. I just want to add a caveat with these shoulder stretches. It is really easy to overdo a shoulder stretch. So I want you to go into these really gingerly. I'll try and explain it as best I can. But if they're, again, listen to your body and try not to push yourself beyond to a point of pain. So you want to feel a stretch through here. in your neck and your arms. But if you notice any tingling, any numbness, or any pain, any really sharp feelings, please. She went so fast, it was like a blur on the screen. Just go ahead and bring your hands closer to your body. Sorry. So how we're going to start, so I'm going to have you flip over onto your belly, actually. I'm going to have you bring your arms out long to your body like you're making the shape of a T. And then roll onto, so your right arm is going to stay out long. Then you're going to roll over. So your right arm is behind you. And then for me, it's my left foot that comes, or my left foot that comes behind my right leg. This is as intense of a stretch as my shoulder wants. Maybe your shoulder doesn't even go that far and your left shoulder stays closer to the ground. I'll turn over onto this side so you can see it from a different angle. So my right arm is going to stay extended long. And then I'm going to lift up. So my right arm is underneath me and behind me. I've got my right leg extended, left leg back. For comfort's sake, one of my favorite things to do is put a bolster or a couple pillows between my knees. Then I can relax my right cheek down onto my mat and explore whatever I want to do with my left arm. But because our shoulder, again, I can only be in this spot with my right arm extended behind me like this for a short time before I start to feel a little bit of a tingling. So I then choose to bring my hand closer to my body. So you do what's best for you. Again, if you have any questions, always feel free to type them in the comments. I think I know everybody on here. You're welcome to text me any questions or ask me later. But we'll only be here for 3 minutes total, 2.5 more minutes. So I'm going to get into it again, just so everybody can see it. And I don't know the best way. This is a hard one. We'll come this way so you can see it. And just in case anyone has any question, my arms are long out to my side. I'm going to roll so my right arm stays behind me. Keep my right leg mostly straight. Grab a pillow or two, put it between my knees, and rest my left knee on the pillows. And then I can adjust the stretch in my right shoulder by how much I want to lift my left shoulder off my mat. I want you to continue to think about your mantra. And maybe after you've been in class in this practice for 15 minutes now? 18 minutes? Maybe your mantra's changed. Maybe something else has come to the forefront of your mind that you'd like to think about. So you can go ahead and go there with it. Basically, I'm just wanting to invite you to not think about the normal things that you would be thinking about on a regular evening. I want you to set that stuff aside and think of this time as kind of your own time to do whatever you need to do in order to recoup, to relax, to reset. Got about 1 more minute. Got about 20 more seconds here. See if you can get one full inhalation and exhalation out in that 20 seconds. So take a big breath in. And slowly exhale. Begin to make your way back to center, and I want you to stay on your belly, but make your way to center. This time, bring your arms in together and plant your hands on your mat or your space, just like so. So palms down, four back of palms up, and then plant your forehead gently right on the backs of your palms. We're just going to be here for about a minute or so. Now, if it's okay in your body, I want you to try and bring your big toes to touch with a space between your heels. If you feel something, it's generally your low back might get a little tight. So draw your pelvic down, draw your glutes behind you. That might help. If your low back is still not happy with you, just make a little space between your toes. Right. This is just a reset before we move on to our left side. Just so your spine can straighten out, your right shoulder can kind of breathe again and feel a little bit more lengthened out. And then whenever you're ready, exhale here, empty out. Bring your arms out long to your side again. And this time roll so your left arm stays behind you. So, and your left leg stays straight. This side, my left arm is a lot less flexible. So I may need a few more pillows and I might not be coming over as far. So, and that is totally okay. And again, if there's any variation in your legs that feels better, take it. If there's any variation in your arms that feels better, take it. That is the beauty of yoga. Yoga does not have to look exactly like someone thinks it should look. You don't have to look exactly like your neighbor. The pose doesn't have to be perfect, especially in this kind of yoga that we're doing right now. It's restorative yoga. It's just designed to help you stretch out and find comfort. So if you're not comfortable with your left leg straight, bend it. If you're not comfortable with your right knee bent, straighten it, or vice versa, whatever. If your hips are out of whack, find that spot where they're not. I want you to really concentrate on finding your comfort level while you're here. And acknowledging that there can be comfort even while you might be mildly uncomfortable in a pose. About halfway there. Got about another 90 seconds in this pose. Your thoughts have drifted back to the normal, usual evening thoughts. Return them back to your intention for tonight, for this space on your mat. your opportunity to recoup, to restore, to refresh, set your week up on the right track. Boy, it was sure hard for us to get on the right track this morning with the chilly morning and the rain and the thunderstorms. We did it, but it could have been so easy to snuggle up under a blanket. Wherever you are, we've got about 20 seconds left. Find that big, huge, long inhale, about 10 seconds worth, or as close as to it that you can get. Then exhale. Begin to roll back gently. Remove any pillows that you might have somewhere. Roll back to your belly. Bring your hands on your mat, elbows out. Reset your spine once more and draw your forehead down to your hands. We're just going to be here for about a minute. When you're ready, return back to all fours, or come to all fours. We haven't been to all fours yet. And we're going to come into melting part. So keep your hips stacked over your knees, but draw your arms down to your forearms, then reach them forward, and then sink your heart down. For me, I like to put my chin to my mat. I can't stay there very long, but I like my chin to my mat just to stretch out a little bit more through my shoulders. If that's not accessible in your body, totally great. Draw your forehead down. If you need any additional assistance in bringing the floor to you, grab a pillow and plant your forehead on a pillow. So we're kind of doing the opposite in our body that we were doing when we first started. When we first started, we had our heart really, really, really open and shining forward toward the ceiling or the space where we were. And now we've got our heart really, really down low. So our heart is actually like the lowest part in our body besides our knees or our elbows. Just keep breathing slowly. Take big inhales. Every inhale that you take, think about lengthening your spine, getting longer from your tailbone down to the top of your head. Every exhale that you take, think about sinking your heart down just a little bit more toward the bottom of your space, whether it's your mat, whether it's your carpet, your floor, whatever. You do not have to physically move in order to sink a little bit deeper into the pose. You can send your breath to those areas in your body that you feel tight. That's an energetic sink. You can send your thoughts to those areas and really picture them loosening up. I know it sounds crazy, but it actually really is. It's really cool if you really put your mind to it and you send your focus to wherever you feel tight and envision in your mind, okay, I'm tight right now, but I'm getting a little bit looser. Feeling it, that's where I'm sending my energy. That's what you can do on your exhales. It also helps you stay really, really, really focused in the present. Got about 1 more minute. And when you're ready, slowly start to walk your hands back toward your body. Come into all fours. I'm going to show you from the side. We're going to take sleeping swan. In the yin world, it's called sleeping swan. In the regular yoga world, it's called pigeon. So if you're familiar with pigeon, you can go ahead and get there. If you'd like the demo, sleeping swan. So you'll start in all fours, and then you'll bring your right knee up kind of behind your right wrist and draw your right leg across. And then extend your left leg long. If your left knee has any sort of ouch, just because your kneecap or knee is on your mat, you can always put a pillow underneath your left knee. So here's the side view of it. Then I'll turn if you want to see the front view. Start on tabletop. I'll bring my right leg up right here. Extend my left leg long. Again, I've got the pillow right underneath my left knee. Now, one thing that you want to remember in swan is to keep, so these are my hip bones and they're going to stay facing forward, both of them. So you want to avoid dropping your right hip down or lifting it really high. You want to keep them fairly level, fairly neutral. If this feels okay in your body, you can slowly start to walk your hands forward and drape your chest down. If this feels okay, great. If you want to go a little bit more, you can relax your whole forehead down onto your mat. Again, can't say this enough. Pillows or blocks or bolsters or whatever you have are great. They're a great tool to bring the earth closer to you. So maybe you come right here. That's great. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. What? It's all right, 5 minutes. We've got a lot. That's where you carry the most stress, the most anxiety, your triggers, your emotions, and your hips. So we're going to loosen up through the hips. 5 minutes aside. Keep breathing. Keep sending your breath to those areas. Really, really, really think about energetically sending your breath to those areas, either in your right or your left hip. Sometimes I feel it in my left hip flexor because my left leg is straight, and that's this part on your that tight. I think it's a tendon, and it's really tight right here. And then other times I might feel it in my right glute or my right hamstring, depending on how tight I am. But I'm just gonna be silent for about 2.5 minutes and let you kind of delve deeper into this pose. See what it feels like. Before I get silent, because you always know it's hard for me to be silent, this is what I want you to remember. If your shoulders are up like this by your ears, that's counterproductive. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. You may even separate your jaw, your top and your bottom jaw. Open your bottom jaw a little bit. Relax your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And then if your brow is clenched, unfurl your brow. Soften everything, almost as if you're melting down into the floor. And then send your breath to your shoulders, to your hips. So you've got about 1 more minute here. Continue to send your breath down to your hips or wherever you're feeling tight. Continue to soften through your shoulders. Maybe you take note of where your hips are. Is your right hip lifting up? Draw it back down. Is your right hip sinking down into your space? Lift it back up. Great option is to bring a pillow underneath your right hip to offer a little bit of support. Take 1 more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then when you're ready, slowly, if you surrender down to your forearms or to your forehead, slowly start to walk back up to your wrists. And just make your way, shoulders come forward. Make your way into a tabletop. And then extend your right leg long behind you to stretch through your right hip and take whatever movements you need. Maybe you need to lift your leg, maybe you straighten it, maybe you kick. A good one that I like, a really gentle stretch, but it's pretty effective, is to just come to the ball mounds of my right foot and stretch through my whole leg. Just kind of draw forward and back on the ball mounds of my foot. And then we'll do the other side. So when you're ready, so I'm gonna do this pose too, since it's 5 minutes and it's a long time to fill the space and it just feels good in my body. So I'm gonna get my pillow and set it up underneath my right knee to give my right knee some support. I'm starting tabletop and then bring my left knee up kind of behind my left wrist. Draw my left foot across. Again, and everybody's body is different. Some people can bring their left foot parallel to the top of your mat. Great. Mine is not most comfortable like that. This is how mine is most comfortable. Again, square your hips. Check in with your hips so that they're both square. So basically you're looking for, you don't want to lay down from side to side. You want to be pretty center. Square your shoulders, relax your shoulders, and then find that spot. For me, I also like to draw some sort of space just underneath my left hip or that hip to keep it from, that way I know if I'm kind of falling down into it. And then slowly, super slow, start to walk yourself down and surrender. This is called sleeping swan. The one thing I didn't mention on the other side, I'm going to take a moment to mention it now. Take a peek over your left shoulder and check in on your right toes. You really want them going as straight as possible behind you. So just kind of avoid your toes going this way or that way. You kind of want your foot to be super straight right behind you. And then go ahead and surrender all the way down. So you're about halfway there right now. Maybe you utilize this time right now to just check in with yourself. Check in. Are your shoulders still relaxed? Is your jaw still soft? Are your hips still square with one another? Have you fallen to one side or another of your mat? If you have, go ahead and readjust. How's your breathing? You have deep inhales and exhales, or is it shallow and quick? So that shallow and quick breathing, that's kind of your panic inducing, your fight or flight. You want to do the exact opposite of that. When you breathe in deep, let it go. You're telling your brain that it's okay, that there is no reason to overreact or get upset. That's really what that breath, calming breath, can do. It can calm your body down. So that's why we say send your breath to those areas where you might feel like they're in a fight or flight situation. I do want to, since this is live and we always, anything can happen. If this hurts your knees in any way, shape, or form, go ahead and flip over onto your back. You don't ever have to stay in a pose. Again, yoga is not about staying in a pose that causes pain. You can cross your right ankle over your left or your left ankle over your right. It's the same stretch. So just for future, or if there's ever a time where you can, sometimes I can be in sleeping swan for a while, but my knee hurts and I've got to switch on over to my back. That's totally fine. You've got about 30 seconds. So keep breathing, big breaths in and out. Sending your breath to those areas in your body where you might feel a little tight. And then when you're ready, on your own time, if you surrender down all the way to your forearms or to your forehead, start to walk your hands back up to your palms. Take as much time as you need. There are no gold stars given out for speedy transitions in yin yoga, ever. And then when you're ready, take the same hip stretch and tabletop that you need. Maybe this hip needs a little bit more or something different. Maybe it needs an opening stretch. That rock back and forth. Maybe whatever your hip needs, that's what you give it. And then when you're ready, grab your strap. Maybe it's the tie off your robe, whatever it is. A towel works great. A hand towel, depending on the length of your legs. Really anything. Leverage, a belt, an old tie, anything. I want you to lay down onto your back. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this one. You're going to lay down onto your back and keep your left leg straight and just lift your right leg up. And then I have to bend my right knee because I'm not flexible. Straighten out your right hamstring. You've got your strap tucked around your right heel, your hamstring. This is what I like to suggest. It's kind of wrapping your strap around your wrist so you can kind of relax a little bit, relax your right hand a little bit. But avoid putting your neck on a pillow, so make sure your spine is nice and long. We're going to stay here for about 2.5 minutes. And then what we're going to do, so I'll give you the cue, we're going to switch and draw your right foot over to the side. Oh, like that. So that's what it will look like. So we're going to be here for a little bit. So now I want you to feel the stretch in your hamstrings. And you can play around with it too. If this is great, maybe you open your foot up to the side. Maybe you keep it up. Maybe you spend about a minute with your legs up. Maybe you spend a minute with them out, whatever your body needs. So you're about a minute in. So if you're good with your legs straight up in the air, stretching your hamstrings and your glutes, that is great. You can hang out here. If you'd like to open up through your hip and draw your right foot out to your right side, you are welcome to do that. And wherever you are, if you open your knee or your leg up, if you still have it up in the air, that's great. Just want you to draw your leg, keep it straight. I have read a pillow off, so it's to my left side. You can bring two, however many you'd like, but I want you to draw your leg straight across your body. So we're twisting here, but I want you to keep both shoulder blades on your mat. So you may use this strap to draw your right leg up closer towards your face, or you can let it go and just feel the twist. Your choice. Wherever you are, just ensure that your left and right shoulders are heavy on your mat. We'll be here for about 2 minutes, and then we'll switch our legs. So as you're twisting is such a good way to detox your body from unnecessary, unwanted toxins. So as you've got your right leg stretched over, think about kind of wringing out your body like a sponge, wringing out your midsection, detoxing through your liver and your kidneys. And not only that, but my goodness, it's a great stretch for your IT band, for your hamstrings, for your glutes. So if you're feeling that discomfort that comes with stretching, think about this, that this is working. You're getting a little bit longer. You're lengthening out. You're feeling the muscles in your body work. So I like to think of it every single time that I feel that bit of like, oh wow, that's working, a little bit of discomfort, that's progress. And your day by day progress better than you were the day before. Wherever you are, take a big breath in, exhale out, and then inhale, bring your right leg back up to center. I'm going to switch to the side so you can see it. Well, I've got my pillows over on this side. This time, extend your right leg long. Wrap your strap around your left foot this time. Options are the same. I would encourage you that whatever option you took on your left side, probably honor that same option, or your right side, honor that one on your left side. So if you opened up your hip on your right side for a good minute or so, I would encourage you to do that same opening on your left side, just to kind of equal out both sides in your body. You don't have to do it exactly. Your left leg doesn't have to stretch as far or quite as long, but just take the opportunity to honor that you have two sides of your body. You kind of want to treat both of those sides with as much respect as you can and give them the same amount of attention, basically. Again, your foot can stay lengthened. So when I do this, and I always like to tell students this as well, to flex your toes back towards your face as opposed to pointing your toes. So you want a nice flat foot. And then avoid hyperextending through your knee. So you don't want to have you don't want your foot or your leg going behind you. So maybe just a little gentle micro bend in your left knee. So as you have your toes flexed back towards your face, a gentle bend in your left knee, and then you draw your left foot closer to you. It's all the stretch right in here, in your hamstrings and your glutes. That's what you're looking for. So it's been about a minute. If you'd like to, you can open up. If you took that option on the right side and you want to take it on your left, you can open up through your left hip. You got about another 15, 20 seconds here, wherever you are, to feel that's, I love the hip opening stretch. And then when you're ready, exhale here, inhale, draw your left foot back up to center, and then gently cross your left leg over your body. Again, if you'd like, bring your pillows off to close to your right hip, or wherever, so that you can have something for your left leg to relax on. You can use this as a super active time to stretch. Use the strap to help draw your left foot closer to your face. Or you can use this as a time to just gently relax. Let your strap go and feel the twisting stretch in your body. I have to fight myself all the time not to make everything about a go, go, go. Make it more of an active pose. I have to fight myself to just stop and let go. And that's one of the reasons why I actually don't stay in the poses while I'm here leading these, is because I'll get wrapped up in what I'm doing and then not focus on cueing or safety or whatever. So, maybe this is a great opportunity for you as well, if that's something that you have a problem with as well, to just kind of take it easy. Maybe just to relax a little bit. Let your left leg get a little heavy. Relax your right hand from the strap and feel the twist. Feel the benefits of the twist in your body as you lay still. Do make sure that your left shoulder is on your mat. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and exhale and bring your left leg back up to center. Remove your strap and just gently draw your knees into your chest. Tuck your forehead in tight. See if you can make a connection between your forehead and your knees. Curl yourself up in the tightest little ball, just like we all wanted to do this morning in the rain. And then exhale, Shavasana. Let your legs go out long. Bring your heels together, your toes out wide. Turn your palms up to face the ceiling or the sky. Tuck your tailbone. Close your eyes. And just be present in this space for the next 3 minutes, and I'll call you right back. Wherever you are, here I've magically appeared back on the screen. Just bring your thoughts back to the present moment on your mat. And just do a scan of your body, however you'd like to, physically, mentally, emotionally, and just have some gratitude for the fact that we're all still healthy. We're all still here in this space. Hopefully we're seeing the finish line of being quarantined in our homes. And although the world's going to look different when we can emerge back in public again, we're ready to embrace those challenges and see what lies ahead of us next. Move on to the next chapter. Give yourself a smile right now if you haven't done so already, knowing that you set aside 1 hour and 3 minutes and 39 seconds of your day just for you, to show up exactly as you were supposed to show up, exactly how you were supposed to. So when you're ready, you can reach your hands up over your head and take a full body stretch. Maybe you wiggle your fingers and your toes, roll out your ankles, your wrists. And then when you're ready, you can turn your body to your right side for supported fetal position. And just tuck your knees in tight. Rest your head on your bicep. And as you're here, take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then come up to a seated position. Drawing your best seat that you would like to be the most comfortable in, bringing your hands to cover your heart. Gently bow your head. I don't know who's here, but I have a pretty stinking good idea. And I want to say to you ladies who are here, thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for dedicating yourself to your practice. And hopefully emerging a little lighter, a little longer, maybe even a little stronger on the other end. So bring your hands together, your thumbs to third eye center. The light in me sees, honors, respects, and is so inspired by the light inside each and every single one of you. Namaste. Yay! Thanks, ladies.